Besides a final opportunity to test the legs before the Tour de France, the Critérium du Dauphiné offers the world's best riders a platform to test new equipment in a race scenario as well. This year, that meant a bountiful harvest of brand new race bikes. The new Tarmac is so visually different from its predecessor that frankly we weren't sure what it was at first. Aesthetically, the latest iteration sits somewhere between the previous Tarmac and the aerodynamic Venge, or even a carbon version of last year's LA DSW. Following an industry trend, the new Tarmac features a smaller rear triangle, lower seat stays, and a D-profile seat post. The tubing appears more aero than that of its predecessor, and the frame features direct mount brakes. Expect the official launch from Specialized to include the standard claims of more stiffness, better compliance, more tire clearance, and better braking. Alberto Contador only rode the long-awaited update of the Emonda on stage 1 of this year's Dauphiné, and unless you were cross-checking UCI codes, you could be forgiven for not noticing the new frame at all. Unlike the new Tarmac, the new Emonda seems relatively similar to the current version. It's expected that the frame will be launched alongside a disc version, judging by that aforementioned UCI-approved bike list that we check from time to time. The rear dropouts of the frame are one of the few noticeable updates in the Emonda. We wonder if Trek has opted to use the same rear triangle geometry for both the disc and rim brake versions of the frame, to keep the handling consistent in the way BMC recently did. A camouflaged plastic skin covered the frame to keep the design features of the latest Reacto literally under wraps. Subterfuge or just good old-fashioned journalist baiting? Either way, of course we took a closer look, and we found there were smaller stays, a new fork crown, an updated top tube, and new tubing profiles throughout. Merida registered 4 new frame sets with UCI, the CF4 and the CF2, which we'd assume to be a slightly more relaxed version, and both came in disc and rim brake options. We first saw the updated Aircode at Scheldeprijs in the spring, and then again at the Giro d'Italia. Lapierre's complete reworking of the tubing and the fork will likely improve aerodynamics, at least on paper. But aside from charts about airflow and measurements of drag, aero bikes have recently begun arriving with something else, a bit of welcome comfort. The Aircode 2 looks to continue in this vein. The basic frame configuration looks akin to endurance bikes. Unlike the preceding 4 frame sets, BMC launched its new bike ahead of riders racing it. In fact, we've already ridden it. The new Teammachine SLR01 retains the razor-sharp race geometry of its predecessor, but with a little bit more comfort thanks to a lowered seat post clamp. Plus, now it comes in rim and disc versions. In the hopes of encouraging its sponsored pros to race discs, BMC made the rim and disc bikes identical in terms of geometry. But regardless of what the pros decide, the new SLR01 disc promises to be one of the best new bikes of the year. And lucky for you, there's a link to our first full ride review on screen right now.